What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to The Drop, which is a weekly series every single Monday right here on the YouTube channel, where I go through the top video game releases of the week and let you guys know what new games are coming out, just in case you do want to pick up something new to play. And this week, we've got the return of a huge PlayStation franchise that is coming to the PlayStation 4 for the first time, and then you've got the return of a huge music game and a couple of other things here and there. Pretty big week, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, starting off, we've got Rock Band 4 coming to the PS4 and Xbox One, and of course, Rock Band was the direct competitor with Guitar Hero back in the day whenever music games were in their prime, so to speak, and it was always a pretty good rivalry, and they were pretty good games. I have to say, I played my good fair share of Guitar Hero and Rock Band back whenever they were really popular, but what's going on with Rock Band 4? It's got 1,500 playable songs, which includes the catalog of songs from all of the previous games from over the years, which is very impressive. Kudos to them for making that happen. And of course, more DLC is added very frequently. There are also these freestyle guitar solos that are pretty much just a way to express your gaming musician freedom, so to speak. It's nothing like playing an actual guitar, but it does make you feel pretty awesome whenever you nail a pretty awesome freestyle solo in a video game. And of course, you can use last generation console controllers, such as the guitars and the drum sets, with these new versions of the game, which is a pretty awesome technological feat. I have to say that's awesome that they aren't forcing everyone to purchase new controllers and drum sets and mics if they don't necessarily want to. But with that being said, the way they made that work is kind of confusing, and it kind of throws a little twist on pricing. So we're going to go from the top down. Now, for $250, you can get the Band in a Box bundle, which comes with a guitar controller, the game, which is, of course, the basis of what you're going to need. Then this one also comes with a drum kit and also a new and improved microphone for the singing portion of Rock Band 4, which is pretty much just humming the melody, so to speak. But it's pretty good value. I suppose you're getting all of the game that you're ever going to need for $250, and this is assuming that you don't already have those controllers and guitars and drum kits from the last generation versions of the game. Then going down one to $129.99, you have the Fender Stratocaster bundle that comes with a guitar controller and the game for the PS4 and Xbox One. So that's the availability of that if you just want the guitar controller. If you're a mainly solo player and you don't really have many people come over on a game night, so to speak, and you just want to play Rock Band 4 like back in the day, then this one would probably be good for you. However, if you are one of the people that has their old controllers, has their old drum kits, has their old mics and stuff like that, you can purchase the base game on PS4 for $59.99, and this is just the game, nothing else. And then if you're on Xbox One, you're going to have to purchase the base version of the game that also comes with a legacy controller adapter for $79.99. So the difference is 20 bucks. You're paying 20 bucks for that controller adapter, and I suppose that's a pretty okay price to pay if you do have those old Xbox 360 guitar controllers laying around that you want to use. All in all, the pricing might be weird, but deep down inside, I'm glad to see these music games making a comeback, and it'll be interesting to see how Guitar Hero competes with the classic feel of Rock Band 4 whenever it's released later this year. Next up, Ride is coming to the Xbox One and PS4, and this was released earlier this year on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and this is a game designed for those who are truly passionate about motorcycles. This is pretty much what Drive Club and Forza is to cars, but with motorcycles, and it definitely looks pretty good. I have to say, with the screenshots that I saw, I was more impressed than I thought I would be. So one thing that is cool about this game is that you can customize bikes with many different parts and components, both aesthetic and physical stuff that actually affects the performance of your bike. I thought that was pretty interesting, and there are 15 tracks and also an online multiplayer option that provides a fair amount of replay value. So if you are really into motorcycles, or you just like watching bikes race or anything along those lines, you might want to check out Ride, coming to the PS4 and Xbox One this week, but it was also released on the Xbox 360 and PS3 earlier in the year. You can go back, I covered it earlier in an edition of The Drop somewhere along the line, so that's there if you want to take a look at it. But regardless, the new generation versions of Ride are coming out this week on the Xbox One and PS4 for $59.99. Next up, Super Meat Boy is coming out on the PS4 and PlayStation Vita, and this game originally came out in 2010, and in my mind it stands out as one of the original indie games that really set a standard for how these games were going to go for the rest of the generation. But it puts an interesting twist on an old original platformer, I have to say. It's very interesting, and it's incredibly rewarding in the most punishing way possible. You die repetitively over and over again, but for some reason It feels right, and the fact that the loading times are very low and they're pretty much none whatsoever, it's a pretty good game, and it definitely works with the way that it functions. So with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita version of this game, you're getting a fully new soundtrack. They have completely redone the soundtrack, and I think that it will be interesting to go back and compare the original soundtrack to this new one and see how it affects the gameplay as a whole, but that's just a little side note. Super Meat Boy is one of the most legendary indie games that we have to date. Like I said, originally came out in 2010, and people still talk about it today and still ask for it on the new generation versions of consoles. So if you are a PlayStation gamer, you're going to be able to get this on PS4 and PlayStation Vita for free with PlayStation Plus this week, which I thought was a pretty awesome plus advantage, so to speak. It's definitely worth having PlayStation Plus, especially when games come along like this that happen to be free on the day of their release, which is great. Finally, last but not least, Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection is coming out on the PlayStation 4, and this includes all 3 critically acclaimed Naughty Dog games that came out on the PlayStation 3, but these have all been remastered with beautiful next-generation graphics by Bluepoint Games. And of course, Uncharted is one of the most iconic PlayStation franchises of all time. It's up there with Killzone, it's up there with Jak and Daxter, it's up there with Infamous. It's just one of those ones that you have to play if you own a PlayStation 4. And one cool thing about this game is that it pretty much took the graphics of Uncharted 3, which were really good considering that it was on the last generation, and applied those graphics to the first Uncharted game, which is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. And it looks good. You know, that's what it comes down to. And where these kind of remasters really shine is whenever you have someone that's bought a PlayStation 4 and they didn't have the chance to experience these games on the PlayStation 3, they can enter the world of Uncharted at the perfect time because Uncharted 4 is coming out next year, and these players can get the best experience that Uncharted has ever had, and all just in time to experience the final chapter in the adventure with Drake. And you know, that's just amazing. You know, everybody loves this kind of thing, and unfortunately I probably won't be picking up this because I've already experienced the story. I've seen them all as they have come out over the years, but for someone who's a huge fan of Uncharted and loves the game for what it is, or for somebody who is new to the franchise itself, Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection is a great purchase, and it's actually Sony's headlining game going into the holiday season, so you're going to be hearing a lot about this game. One final note about this: if you purchase the Nathan Drake Collection, you actually get access to the Uncharted 4 beta that is happening later this year or early next year. But either way, it gets you in to experience Uncharted 4 first, so to speak, and it's definitely an awesome addition to your PlayStation 4 collection if you're interested in picking it up. A couple of honorable mentions: Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition is coming out this week, which includes all of the DLC, 3 of which are the Jaws of Hakken, the Descent, and the Trespasser, and of course all of the rest of the DLC, and this is going to be $59.99. I might actually get this one, not necessarily this week, but just the fact that I never played Dragon Age Inquisition, and you know, it just comes with all the DLC, and for $59.99, it's a pretty good value. I think I googled it, and you can pick up a regular version of the game for $24.99, and each of the DLC packs is $15, so you're definitely getting a pretty good value there. And then Farming Simulator 16 is coming to the PlayStation Vita, so you got that. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, drop me a like down below and comment what games are coming out this week that you might pick up. Are you going to be getting any of these games? Have you been looking forward to the Nathan Drake Collection? Are you a huge fan of Farm Simulator on the PlayStation Vita? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you are new to the channel or you've never seen any of my other videos, be sure to head over and check out some of my other content. I upload new stuff like 3 or 4 days a week, so there's always something new on the channel when you drop by to watch some videos. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.